We're here today to honor, celebrate, and remember. Honor the victims that have been able to overcome the situation that they find themselves in. Celebrate. Seems like an odd thing to say when you talk about intimate partner violence, to celebrate. But we're celebrating the fact that we have agencies like Empowerhouse that are able to assist victims so that we can honor them. And remember, we need to remember the things that these folks have gone through and that people are going through all the time. I think I saw a statistic that across the United States, approximately or almost 20 people suffer intimate partner violence every minute of every day, statistically. And if we don't remember what these people have gone through, we can't learn. We can't do better. And we need to do better. As we've heard, domestic violence or intimate partner violence affects all races and socioeconomic classes. There's nobody that it doesn't touch. Domestic violence has profound effects on the physical and psychological well-being of the victims and their children. And of course, I'm partial to the children, being a juvenile domestic relations court judge, and the effect that it has on the children. And you all know that you don't have to be hit to be a victim of domestic violence. The children are victims as well when their parents are subject to domestic violence. Children who witness domestic violence growing up are 3 times as likely as their peers to engage in violent behavior. They exhibit the behavior that they learn. In homes where there's domestic violence, there's a higher likelihood of co-occurring child abuse perpetrated by the abusive partner. We have a facility here, Empowerhouse, that offers free, trauma-informed, victim-centered services. And the victims of domestic violence are vulnerable at so many levels. We heard about that just now. They feel trapped. Sometimes they have financial situations that they feel like they can't get out of the situation they're in because they don't have anywhere to turn. They don't feel like they have any options. Sometimes they're just so afraid of the situation that they can't leave, can't bring themselves to leave. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to deal with the situation. The Commonwealth Attorney's Office is always dealing with situations where victims of domestic violence are not willing to get up and testify. I can't tell you how many times. Just last week we had a case where there were literally photographs of the injuries, and the victim got up on the witness stand under oath and couldn't remember what happened. Couldn't remember what happened. Every question. Why did you call the police? I can't remember. Do you remember how you got these injuries? I can't remember. And I try to look at these folks and say, look, I can't find you guilty of assault and battery because the evidence doesn't support it. But I have serious concerns that there's been an incident of domestic violence. And talk with them about it. And try to get them information about it. And one of the resources we try to give them is to get to Empowerhouse because they can let you know what your options are. I know Victim Witness tries to get folks to go to Empowerhouse. Try to see somebody that can help and help them through the situation. There are emotional ties with the children often. Oftentimes the abuser, as you know, is making promises. It'll never happen again. Come back. It'll be fine. They get through the criminal case and all of a sudden they're back in that same cycle. There are oftentimes family pressures, sometimes from both sides, sometimes from the victim's family. And law enforcement and victim witness, Commonwealth attorneys all have to wade through all of that to try to bring the matter to court and to try to get the abuser held accountable. It's a difficult task. And it's like the foster care system. In the foster care system, we're always trying to get the best outcome we can for the children. We need to look at domestic abuse the same way. We want to get the best outcome we can for the victims. And it's a team effort. And part of the team is an agency like Empowerhouse, and we're fortunate to have them and the services that they offer so that we can work together. Give the victims options as far as what they can do to get out of the situation they find themselves in. Strengthen them so that they can come to court and testify. Give them the support that they need so they don't feel like they're out there on an island all by themselves. And get the best outcome that we can for the victims. Sometimes they're not ready for help, but we need to be there. We need to offer that help whenever they are ready for it. I appreciate the opportunity to be here. It's an honor to be asked to attend and speak at an event like this. You all are doing all the hard work in the trenches. It's not me. I appreciate the work that you all do. It's difficult. It's difficult situations that you all find yourselves in. And on behalf of the court system, I appreciate the efforts that are made for victims of our community.